Hey you, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa and I like to talk about books. Today I'm going to be doing my November TBR, which is quite ambitious, but like I said in my last video in October, I did not prioritize reading and my mental health really suffered for it. So November I am prioritizing relaxing, chilling, lying in bed and reading books. If you're new to this channel and find that you actually enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, liking this video and leave me a little comment. If you are a booktuber yourself, also let me know in the comments so I can check out your channel as well. I'm always looking for new friends. I am expecting to get through these 7 books that I have on my November TBR, but also maybe the prospect of overgoing my target and read more than that, purely because I'm prioritising my reading and England is going back into lockdown. During the main lockdown months in the spring, I was reading on average 15 books a month, which is the most that I've ever done. But when you don't want to be living in the now, read books. And also I don't have any space for books on my shelves. I have them like stacked all over my floor and stuff, which isn't great, and I want to be reading and getting rid of. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about, I already have read half of this book, even though it's only the 2nd day of November, and that is Mexican Gothic. I'm going to be honest, I don't quite know how I feel about this book yet. I'm definitely intrigued and invested and want to find out how it ends, but I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it. I don't really know how I feel. This book is set in 1950s Mexico, and the main character is a socialite that lives in Mexico City. Her cousin, who lives away, she's a newlywed, she lives in like the back of beyond, sends them a letter and advises that her new husband is trying to poison her, and the main character's dad sends her to go and see what the situation is. Does she need bringing back to Mexico City to go and stay in a psychiatric unit? What seems to be causing the root of the cousin's problems? So main character travels to the house that her cousin is staying in with her husband, which is also occupied by the entire family, which is a very old house and they live by very weird rules, and she's staying there until she can find the root of the cousin's seemingly health problems. It's definitely a gothic novel. It definitely reads that way. It's dark, it's eerie, it's misty. There's a mystery, and I am enjoying it, but I'm not sure if I'm enjoying the characters, and that is my main problem. There's also some plots that I'm a bit unsure of, but I'll definitely be talking about this in a review. So far, I can't say whether I would recommend it or not, but this is the book I've started the month with. The next book that I'll be getting round to reading is a book that I've been highly anticipating. I can't wait to get round to reading it, and that is Ruin and Rising, which is the final book in the Grisha trilogy. I've spoke about this quite a few times, that I read Shadow and Bone years and years and years ago. Didn't really like it, but I started to reread it this year when lockdown all started, and I really actually enjoyed it. Read book 2, which I already owned, but struggled to find book 3 in this edition which matched the rest of my covers, but Rebecca found it and gifted it for me. So thank you very much, Rebecca, for providing this. I can't wait to get around to reading it. I've been itching to get to it. I feel like if you're here, you're interested in books, you'll have to know what the Grisha trilogy is about, so I'm just going to give you a very brief overview. This is a YA high fantasy novel set in this mystical world that takes its inspiration from Russian culture. And you have normal people, and then you have people that are gifted by magical abilities, that can control the elements, can make materials out of nothing, etc. And the main character finds out that she's part of this elite magical group who call themselves Grisha, although she has a very unique ability. However, this does clash with the already seemingly most powerful Grisha out there, who's known as the Darkling. He has the ability to craft darkness, and she has the ability to create light. And this seemingly causes a lot of problems for her. It's a fun series. I would recommend it if you haven't read it already, just to try it and maybe see what the hype is about, because I enjoy it, but it's strange that I didn't enjoy it when I was younger, but I enjoy it now. But I do think it's well written and well crafted. And I am also very curious to read 6 of Crows as well, which I've heard is even better, but it's set in the same world, so I did want to finish off this series first. The next one was one that I promised you guys that I'd be reading a long time ago, and I never got round to reading it, but it is a very exciting read, and that is The Poppy War. I've actually owned this book an embarrassing length of time. This has been sat on my shelves since 2018. I don't know why I haven't got around to reading it sooner. The only thing that I can think of is that I'm quite put off by the length of this. This is an adult fantasy which takes its storyline world inspiration from Chinese history. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about this novel. I have avoided reviews completely because I generally like to go into books a little bit blind, because if I have expectation that you're not usually met. But from what I gather off the back of this book, this is about a girl who is a peasant but attends an elite military school. There's some supernatural power going on. What they don't realise is war is looming on the horizon. You all go crazy for this series, so I have to do it. I have to see what it's like. I can no longer know that this is on my shelves and feel guilty that I haven't read it yet after 2 years. If I don't read it this month, I don't know when I'll read it, so this is me. Hold me accountable, please. If I don't read this novel, feel free to unsubscribe to me and say, you know, you are the worst. Actually, please don't do that. Too many people are unsubscribing already. Next is another book from my birthday book haul. Honestly, the books that you bought me for my birthday are absolutely amazing. I can't stop reading them. If you haven't already, I would suggest you go over to that video, because I am sure you will be adding something to your wish list of that video, because they were such great books. So this one is full disclosure. This is, I believe it's young adult. This is a book about a girl who's in high school and she wants to start looking for romantic partners and exploring a love life. However, she is HIV positive and she's very scared to tell anyone, because the last time that she did, it caused a total breakdown. This is a book about the stigmas of being HIV positive, so I'm really hoping the best for this main character. Books like this usually make me cry because it does just really hit home about the reality that people are living with when they are HIV positive and the stigma that they receive. It does seem to be a quick read, however, so I'm looking around to reading it, but at the same time I'm dreading it because of the emotion I feel like this book will give me. Next is another birthday book, and this is of Katie, and this is Loveless by Alice Osman. This will be my first Alice Osman. I have read the Heartstopper series and really enjoy it, and that got me interested in reading more of her works. This is about a main character who is asexual, and she is about to start university, having never been in love, having never been kissed or in a relationship, and she's starting to get frustrated about why these things come so easily to everyone else but not to her. And this is definitely something that I can relate to and I have experienced myself. Surprisingly, for a young adult contemporary, this seems like a very chunky book, so I will report back to you on this one. I'm expecting to make an individual review for this. Next is a book that I've been anticipating for the longest time, and that's the 5th season, which I ended up getting for my birthday. But when I say getting for my birthday, I mean I ordered this using my husband's card. This is an adult fantasy that a lot of you have been telling me that I have to read. This isn't my first N.K. Jemisin book. I did read The 100,000 Kingdoms, and I thought it was really well written, although I didn't enjoy the plot. I thought the plot was a little bit out there for me, so I'll be interested to see what I feel about this one, although I have heard that this one, compared to The 100,000 Kingdoms, is very much better received. Again, I'm not really too sure what the plot of this novel is, because I don't want my expectations to be blown totally out of proportion. All that I really know about this book is that there's some sort of natural catastrophe. It's the end of the world. There's a polyamorous relationship apparently, which is quite exciting because I've never read a polyamorous relationship in a book. Between this and The Poppy War, I expect that these books will take up the majority of my time this month. But I'm okay with that because both of them seem very good, and you all hype them to the stars, I swear. Truly, I'm sorry that I can't tell you more about this book, but I'm not going to go and look for what this book is about, because then I'll start thinking about it too much, which is what I've done with The 100,000 Kingdoms. I expected too much of that book and it didn't deliver on what I wanted, when really if I'd gone in just not thinking about it, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. So for my own enjoyment, I'm going into this book blind. And last but certainly not least is a book that I also got for my birthday off Read by Ali. Ali, please let me know in the comments if you want to buddy read this together, because I'm totally up for that. And that is We Hunt the Flame. You know, for all I just said about the 5th season and The Poppy War taking up my time, I think this one might actually be the longest. This is a thick book. The main reason I put this on my TBR is because I love Arabian inspired settings. It is my absolute dream to slow travel around the Middle East. And obviously that's not going to happen anytime soon, so hopefully books will take me there instead. I honestly am bamboozled about what genre this is, whether it's young adult, new adult or adult, because the length of it is really throwing me off. But the plot on the back sounds like a young adult, and it's also published by My Kind of Book as well, who generally only publish new adult novels. Did I just say new adult? I meant young adult. Oh god damn it, I don't know what I said. Anyway, there is two main characters in this book, a boy and a girl. The girl is a hunter who is dressed as a man. She is the work of legend. She seems to be described as a little bit of a Robin Hood character. She braves the cursed forest to feed her people. I'm assuming she's very good at what she does. And the male character is the son of the Sultan, who is an infamous Prince of Death, assassinating those foolish enough to defy his autocratic father. He is also seen as a bit of a legend, and both of them are on a quest to restore magic to the kingdom. That seems like a really brief synopsis for a book that is this long, but again I'm pleased it doesn't set us up to expect too much. But I have read this is a very character driven novel, which I'm totally fine with. I'm looking forward to it. Now that I'm looking at all these books together, I realise this is actually a lot more ambitious than what I thought it was going to be. But considering I'm halfway through this one already, this one should only take me a couple of days, that one only a couple of days, the rest I can pretty much dedicate the month to. But I'm pretty sure I can knock this out of the park. If you've read any of these, please let me know what your thoughts were. But other than that, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.